Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our session on child nutrition and media in partnership with World Vision Nepal. When we talk about child nutrition, we usually think about food and health, but there is another powerful factor that shapes what families and children know and do, which is information. And that brings us to the role of media. Now, how can media help people access accurate information about nutrition? How can we make these stories more engaging and inclusive? And most importantly, are we actually listening to children when we talk about issues that affect them? Today, we have journalists, social development experts, and most importantly, young people themselves to explore these questions. We have with us Mr. Prabin Dhakal, editor of SwasthyaKhabar.com, a senior health journalist with over 18 years of experience in health journalism. I would like to request Mr. Prabin Dhakal to please come to the stage and be seated in the panel. We also have Dr. Namrata Pandey, a senior GESI and social development expert with over 25 years of experience in social development and policy. We have Ms. Prasanna Maharjan, a child advisory group member with 5 years of experience in child advocacy and active involvement in nutrition-related initiatives. And joining us as child representatives, we have Ms. Sunishchitata Ramtel and Ms. Sunil Garal. I would like to request both of you to please stand up and introduce yourselves. Thank you so much, all of you, for joining us. Hello. Now we will officially be starting off with our panel discussion. Now without any further ado, I would like to start with my first question, which is going to be for Mr. Prabin Dhakal. So Prabinji, you have spent nearly 2 decades covering health. So how well do you think Nepali media is currently covering child nutrition?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for giving me an opportunity. I think there are some translator facilities here available here. Because I will speak in Nepali, so that I can clear a little bit more. Sorry, translator, for giving you trouble. Actually, हजुरले सोधेको प्रश्नमा नेपालमा चाइल्ड र न्युट्रिसनको विषयलाई लिएर जुन इस्युहरू कभर चाहिँ भएको छ हैन, सर्ट एन्सर स्याटिस्फ्याक्टरी खालको चाहिँ छैन हैन। तर दबै मिडिया जसरी इभल्भ हुँदै गइरहेछ, लाइक ट्रेडिसनल्स मिडियाबाट चाहिँ अहिले जसरी चाहिँ हामी डिजिटल मिडियामा चाहिँ गइरहेछौँ, त्यसै गरी न्युट्रिसनको सेक्टरमा पनि ट्रेडिसनल जुन न्युट्रिसनको विषयहरू छ नि, त्यो चाहिँ अहिले अर्को फर्म अफ न्युट्रिसनको समस्या हाम्रोमा छ। त्यो भनेको ओबिसिटी हो, लाइफस्टाइलसँग जोडिएको, एन्सिडीसँग जोडिएको विषयहरू हो हैन। हामी चाहिँ इन नेपाल न्युट्रिसनको सेक्टरमा चाहिँ वी आर इन डबल ट्रबल अफ न्युट्रिसनको प्रब्लम भन्छौँ क्या। त्यो खालको डबल ट्रबल अफ न्युट्रिसनको प्रब्लममा चाहिँ नेपालको मिडियाहरूले त्यति धेरै कभर गरेको जस्तो देखिन्न, किनभने अब मिडिया पनि सिक्दै अगाडि बढ्दै गर्ने क्रममा छन्। अनि न्युट्रिसनको इस्यु पनि हाम्रोमा चाहिँ ट्रेडिसनल वेले हेर्दाखेरि सधैँ एकदम ख्याउटेपन, त्यसपछिबाट वेट नपुगेको, अनि स्टन्टिङको विषयहरू चाहिँ धेरै मात्रामा, अनि एनिमियाको विषयहरू धेरै मात्रामा चाहिँ न्युट्रिसन भनेको मालन्युट्रिसन मात्रै हो र मालन्युट्रिसनमा पनि यो ख्याउटेपन हो भन्ने खालको जुन बुझाइ पहिलेदेखि नै सिकाइयो, त्यो ढङ्गको रिपोर्टिङ नै रिफ्लेक्ट भइरहेछ हाम्रो मिडियामा। त्यही अनुसारको इस्युहरू चाहिँ आउँदै आइरहेको छ। अनि धेरै जसो इस्युहरू त्यसपछि मिडियामा चाहिँ समाचारहरू अथवा न्युट्रिसन जोडिएका विषयहरू चाहिँ के आउँछ भने अलिकति फर्मल प्रोग्रामहरू भयो भने र अलिकति डाटाहरू प्रेजेन्ट भयो भने, जस्तै अब एन्डिज नेपाल डेमोग्राफी एन्ड हेल्थ सर्वेको जुन डाटाहरू आउँछ, अथवा अरू फेसिलिटी अथवा अरू सर्वेहरूको जुन डाटाहरू आउँछ त्यो डाटासँग जोडिएर मात्रै आउँछ इस्युहरू भनेको फर्मालिटीमा मात्रै फोकस छ तर त्यो समस्या किन भइरहेछ डेप्थमा गएर यो यसको पछाडिको रुट कज के हो भन्ने कजमा चाहिँ गएर त्यति धेरै भएर चाहिँ आउँदैन जस्तै म यसमा अलिकति जोड्न के खोजिरहेको छु भने हामी मैले मालन्युट्रिसनको जुन ख्याउटेपन कुपोषणको कुरा हेरेको छु यो पछिल्लो 3 डिकेड्समा चाहिँ चेन्ज चाहिँ धेरै भएको छ सुधार धेरै भएको छ तपाईँको 60 देखि 70% जुन स्टन्टेडको समस्या थियो 90s मा अहिले यो 35 इयर्समा घटेर 25 भन्दा तल आइसकेको छ भनेपछि सुधार चाहिँ हुने क्रममा छ एकातिर यो सुधार उन्मुख नै छ अर्कोतिर हामीसँग अर्को ठुलो समस्या चाहिँ नन कम्युनिकेबल डिजिजसँग जोडिएर चाहिँ बच्चादेखिको चाइल्डदेखि नै सुरु हुँदै आइरहेछ जस्तो हाम्रो हुर्काइ नै कस्तो हुन थाल्यो भने हाम्रो चाहिँ सोसाइटी कसरी चेन्ज हुँदै गइरहेछ भने हामी पहिला अर्बन सेक्टरमा एकदम कम थियौँ पपुलेसन तपाईँको 30-32 वर्षसम्म जम्मा 10% पपुलेसन अर्बन सेक्टरमा थियो नेपालकोमा अहिले यो ठ्याक्कै उल्टो जस्तो भइसकेको छ भने 70-80% पपुलेसन अर्बन अथवा सेमी अर्बन सेक्टरमा चाहिँ सिफ्ट भइसकेको छ रुरल एरियामा मान्छे छैन अनि त्यो हुँदाखेरि लाइफस्टाइल नै के भइरहेछ भने अर्बन स्टाइलको त एकदम कपी गर्ने टाइपको भइरहेछ अनि हाम्रो बच्चाको हुर्काइ कस्तो भइरहेछ भने बिहान उठ्ने बित्तिकै बच्चाले पहिला के भन्छ नि म त पाउरोटी खान्छु म त बिस्कुट खान्छु अथवा मलाई डुनट ल्याइदिनुहोस् भनेपछि उसको त्यो बिहानको डिमान्ड नै स्कुल जानुभन्दा अगाडिको डिमान्ड नै के छ भने ट्रान्सफाट अथवा सुगर स्वेटेन बेभरेजहरू यस्तो जुनले चाहिँ नन कम्युनिकेबल डिजिजमा चाहिँ सपोर्ट गर्छ र भोलिका दिनमा त्यसले ठुलो चाहिँ पब्लिक हेल्थ डिजास्टर ल्याउन सक्छ त्यसमा एक्सपोज हुँदै गइरहेछ हाम्रो बच्चाहरू अब स्कुल जान्छ स्कुलमा दिउँसोको टाइममा खाजा खाने टाइममा पनि उसले चाहिँ मलाई चाउचाउ अथवा जुस जुन सुगर स्वेटेन बेभरेजहरू हुन्छ त्यस्तो डिमान्ड गर्छ स्कुलबाट फर्केपछि पनि उसको डिमान्ड त्यस्तै हुँदै जान्छ र प्यारेन्ट्सले पनि हाम्रो सोसाइटी चाहिँ के छ भने रेमिटेन्सले भरिएको छ फादर कतै काम गरिरहेको हुन्छ बाहिर मदरलाई पनि सजिलो के हो भने चाउचाउ ल्याइदियो अथवा यस्तै जङ्क फुडहरू ल्याइदियो दियो अनि त्यसपछि लाइफस्टाइल हो फलानुले त चाउचाउ किनेर दिएको छ भनेपछि मैले पनि दिनुपर्छ भन्ने जुन त्यो प्रेस्टिज देखाउने खालको एउटा चाहिँ जुन सो अफ गरिन्छ नि त्यो सो अफले पनि हाम्रो यो न्यू जेनेरेसन न्यू पुस्ता चाहिँ एनसिडीको चाहिँ बर्डनमा चाहिँ धकेलिँदै गएर अबको 10-15 वर्षपछि नेपालमा चाहिँ एउटा ठुलो डिजास्टर आउने सम्भावना छ यो क्षेत्रमा चाहिँ मिडियाले लेख्नुपर्ने जुन हिसाबले तपाईँले सोध्नुभयो कस्तो खालको कभरेज छ भने यो ढङ्गले मिडियाले त्यति धेरै सोचेको जस्तो देखिन्न किनभने मिडियाको हुर्काइ मिडियाको सिकाइ र मिडियामा आउने विषयवस्तु र प्राथमिकता नै सधैँ के रह्यो भने ख्याउटेपन त्यही फोटो देखाउने गाउँ दूर दराज हो पोषणको इस्यु भन्ने बित्तिकै हामी दूर दराज भनेर सम्झिन्छौँ र त्यही फोटो पुक्क भनी निस्किएको सानो ख्याउटे परेको बच्चाको फोटो सम्झिन्छौँ मिडियामा पनि त्यही ढङ्गले प्रेजेन्ट गरिरहेको हुन्छौँ रेप्लिकेट गरिरहेको हुन्छौँ र त्यही खालको न्युजहरू कभर भइरहेको हुन्छ अनि एउटा मिडियामा चाहिँ फलानु जिल्लामा अथवा फलानु ठाउँमा कुपोषणको समस्या यस्तो भनेर आयो भने त्यस्तै खालको बाढी चाहिँ फ्लडेड भएर चाहिँ देशभरिका जिल्लाहरूमा जान्छ किनभने यो इस्यु त यो रहेछ यो खालको लेख्नुपर्ने रहेछ भन्ने हुन्छ त्यही भएर फोकस त्यता मात्रै त्यस्तो खालको इस्युमा मात्रै फोकस छ हजुर सोधे जस्तै त्यस्तो यसमा चाहिँ अब सिफ्ट हुन आवश्यक छ हामी सिफ्ट हुनुपर्छ हामीले अब बुझाउने भनेको हामी जस्तै मिडियामा काम गर्ने बुझाउने हो तर यो बुझाउने क्रम चाहिँ अलिक कम छ यसमा चाहिँ सुधार गर्न आवश्यक छ जस्तो लाग्छ मलाई हस् थ्याङ्क यू सो मच
Hello. So my सानो follow-up question सोधेँ है प्रवीण सरलाई I would like to ask Mr. Pravin a short follow-up question. So तपाईले चाहिँ यहाँ मिडियाले सुधार गर्नुपर्ने ठाउँ चाहिँ धेरै नै छ भनेर भन्नुभयो. So if you could change one thing about how journalists report on child nutrition, what would it be?
एक मात्रै भन्दा धेरै सुधार गर्नुपर्ने छ.
हजुर एउटा कुरा मात्रै फोकस गरेर भन्दिनु.
पहिलो कुरा चाहिँ न्युट्रिसन र माल न्युट्रिसन के हो भन्ने फरकै छुट्याउनु उहाँलाई चाहिँ त्यो न्युट्रिसन भनेर चाहिँ हाम्रोमा चाहिँ कुपोषण मात्रै र ख्याउटेपन भन्ने जुन बुझाइ छ त्यो बुझाइ नै चेन्ज हुन्छ अन्डरस्ट्यान्डिङ नै चेन्ज गर्नुपर्ने आवश्यकता छ सबैभन्दा मेन कुरा यो हो 30 30-35 वर्ष पत्रकारितामा जो छन् उहाँहरू 40-45 वर्षको जो उहाँहरूको हुर्काई त्यो सिकाइ उनी के भयो भने माल न्युट्रिसन भनेको कुपोषण ख्याउटेपन मात्रै हो भन्ने जुन बुझाइ छ त्यो बुझाइले चेन्ज गर्नुपर्ने आवश्यकता छ। हामी न्युट्रिसनको चाहिँ डबल बर्डन अफ माल न्युट्रिसनको समस्यामा छौँ भन्ने खालको चाहिँ बुझाउन आवश्यकता छ। त्यो बुझायो भने बल्ल त्यसपछिबाट यो 3 टायर अफ गभर्मेन्टको जुन कोअर्डिनेसन नभएका विषयहरू, त्यसपछि लोकल लेभलमा हामीले चाहिँ मेयरहरू जो हुनुहुन्छ उहाँहरूलाई चाहिँ तपाईँको राइट यो हो, यो कुरामा तपाईँले फोकस गर्नुपर्छ। कन्स्टिट्युसनले मेयरलाई अथवा लोकल गभर्मेन्टलाई न्युट्रिसनको विषयमा यो राइट दिएको छ भनेपछि पत्रकारले प्रश्न सोध्छ, ए न्युट्रिसनको त ख्याउटेपन होइन छ, तपाईँले त कृषिसँग जोडेर उत्पादन बढाउने विषय पनि हुँदो रहेछ, तपाईँको फलानु ठाउँमा चाहिँ एक्सेस रहन्छ, बाटो बढाएर तिनीहरूमा चाहिँ न्युट्रिसनको कुरालाई लिङ्क गर्नुपर्ने कुरा पनि रहेछ, एजुकेसन नभएको कारणले गर्दाखेरि समस्या भएर एजुकेसन पनि दिनुपर्ने रहेछ भन्ने कुरा आउँछ। त्यो चाहिँ पत्रकारले त्यसपछि क्वेसन गर्न सक्छ। यो चाहिँ मल्टी सेक्टरल एप्रोचबाट मात्रै सम्भव छ भन्ने कुरा चाहिँ त्यसपछि बल्ल बुझ्छन्। त्योभन्दा अगाडि चाहिँ हामीले त्यो न्युट्रिसनको मेन कुरै बुझाउन आवश्यक छ र त्यसलाई नै चेन्ज गर्न जरुरी छ।
Thank you so much, Pravinji. Now I would like to move forward and ask a question to Dr. Namrata Pandey. So, like Pravinji just said, nutrition is not just about food. Food and health ko barema matre सीमित छैन nutrition. It is also connected with economic status कस्तो छ, gender के हो, education, family, culture, access to information, सबैमा dependent हुन्छ nutrition चाहिँ. So what is the important aspect of child nutrition that are often missing from public conversations and media coverages?
In one word, it is a lack of proper nourishment from every aspect, because it is a very sensitive and vital issues. And is our topic child nutrition and media, the role of I am now presenting as well as the religious leader as well, you know. Children are not just the future of our society, they are our present. It is tragic that many of our children are still suffer from malnutrition because due to lack of proper nourishment from every aspect. From home to school to society to nation, from every aspect, from JC to even in politics. So, you know, as mentioned in Holy Scripture Upanishad, Annadai praja prajayante ya kasya prithivim srita atho अन्य नैव जीवन्ति अथै नदपि यत्तन यत्ता. Mean all living beings on this earth originated from nutrition, food. Once born, they sustain life through food and ultimately merge back into food upon death. So, likewise, you know, Annam Brahma in our Holy Scripture, it has described Annam Brahma, food is God. So, it covers everything. The very source of life is food and nutrition. Therefore, food and balanced diet are paramount for children, for their nutrition, health and life protection. So, child nutrition is not merely a matter of health policy, seminar or government budgets. You know, it is a moral and spiritual duty. So, it should cover these all things for these issues in daily life for our children. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Dr. Namrata, for such a wonderful description and your answer. Now, I would like to turn this conversation a bit around. We have talked quite a bit about children and nutrition, so I think it's time we hear from the children themselves. So I have a question for Ms. Prasanna here. So Prasanna, you have been involved in child advocacy and nutrition campaigns for quite a while now. So when children see a nutrition campaign or news story, what makes them actually pay attention? What works and what doesn't?
Thank you so much. So I think the biggest factor is making nutrition relevant and interesting to the children. Children are unlikely to remember a long lecture about carbohydrates, proteins, micronutrients, but they may remember a short story, a cartoon, or a game, or a demonstration using foods they eat every day. We should also simply avoid telling them what not to eat. Instead, we should show them what healthy choices they can, uh, what healthy choices they can realistically make. And I think the approach should be different for urban and rural children because their food environments and challenges are different. Speaking from my own experience, I am a member of the Child Advisory Group of World Vision International Nepal as well. And as a child representative, I have had the opportunity to participate in different national and international forums. One of these was Enough campaign, where I was involved in a multinational child-led research initiative on nutrition with children and young people from other countries like Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Philippines, and Indonesia as well. In Nepal, I conducted the research together with two of my other friends. One thing that really stood out to me was how much more interested children became when we made nutrition interactive. Instead of simply giving them information, we used games such as snakes and ladders, me and my community, to help them in understand nutrition. Children were able to learn while playing, discussing, and sharing their own experiences. So from my experience, I feel that nutrition campaigns are more effective when they are children friendly, interactive, and child-led. Children don't necessarily need more information. They need information to be presented in a way that they can relate to. And I think children themselves should be involved in designing these campaigns because we understand what attracts other children and what makes them pay attention. And as for the outcome, one of the most important outcomes from that research and from my own interaction with children was that I got to understand the difference in the level of nutrition understanding among children from urban areas and rural areas. When we talk about nutrition among children in Nepal, I think it is important to look at two things together. What children know about nutrition and what they actually able to eat. There can be quite a difference between children living in urban and children living in rural areas. In urban areas, children generally have more exposure to information through schools, the internet, televisions, social media, and etc. So they may be more familiar with concepts like balanced diet, carbohydrates, proteins, vitamins, etc. and also the harmful effects of junk food. But having knowledge does not necessarily mean they are having healthy foods as well. Urban children are also much more they have much more easy access to junk foods, packaged snacks, fast foods, and other highly processed foods. So we can have a situation where a child knows about junk food is unhealthy but still consumes it regularly because it is easily available, affordable, attractive, and socially common. But in rural areas, the situation can be somewhat different. Children may have less exposure to formal nutrition information. Their food choices are often strongly influenced by their family, culture, local food availability, and economic situation as well. Some rural children may have access to nutritious, locally produced foods, but if the household is food insecure or the diet lacks variety, children may still not receive enough energy or essential nutrients. So when we compare rural and urban children, we should not think of one group as having a nutrition problem and other as not having one. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Prasanna, for such a detailed answer. I hope all of you enjoyed it as well because hearing from the children themselves is kind of a new perspective because when we usually do panel discussions or sessions like this, it's usually just adults talking about children. So this is a kind of a fresh perspective for all of us coming from the children themselves. Now, I would like to open the floor for the panelists first. If there's anything you feel like you want to add to this session, please feel free to do it.
Actually, every religion, every teachings, and every health education or any, teaches us, considers the compassion, kindness and service to the vulnerable is the essence of faith. Providing a child with a healthy, well-nourished life is the truest form of divine service. In this sacred mission, the collaboration between religious leaders and the media can drive genuine social transformation. It gives spiritual messages and awareness. When faith leaders incorporate child diet, hygiene, and caregiving into discourses, sermons, and teaching, society embraces these lessons with devotion. And messages highlighting the critical first 1,000 days for a mother and a child carry profound impact when delivered from temples, monasteries, mosques, and churches. Likewise, eradicating harmful practices and superstition, deep-seated misconceptions are there for the discriminatory dietary practices surrounding mothers and infants still persist. Religious leaders can ignite new awareness by actively speaking on against these harmful traditions. Because traditional wisdom and nutritional practices, actually religious teachings advocate eating fresh food, as we mentioned already, and avoiding stale meals, promoting freshly cooked food, sustain while rejecting frozen, ultra-processed fast food, seasonal consumption of fruits, vegetables, and grains in deeply embedded in cultural tradition. Like, we have a Jano ko jhol, ghiu bhat, chamre in our ceremonies, quantis, and the food initiation ceremony, pasni, from 5 to 6 months for children. And our festival to eat sprouted bean, quanti, and sacred offering like, panchamrit. They are just not the rituals, they are scientifically sound nutritional intervention. And to empower these issues should empowering the role of media, because the media serve as the bridge that conveys these life-saving messages from faith leaders directly to every household and community. Joint efforts between media personnel and religious influences. Only that significantly accelerated social behavioral change through communication. So we should commit today to integrate child nutrition into our teachings, and as media professionals to amplify these messages together. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Namrata, for sharing such an important message with all of us. Like she said, it is a commitment that we all should take to move forward with child nutrition. Now, moving forward, we also have child representatives from World Vision International, Ms. Sunishchitata and Mr. Sunil. I would like to open the floor for the both of them if they want to add anything fruitful into this session. I would also like to request the technical team to provide them with a microphone.
Hello and namaste to everyone. I'm Sunishchita, and I am very, very much thankful for this opportunity to share my points. As we all know, the Nutrition Dialogue program was launched by the World Vision International and the Foyasti Foundation to ensure the voices of those at risk are heard by the decision makers at the N4G Summit. And I was very happy, I was very overjoyed that I was able to be part of I was very happy to be part of such an event, such an program, and to be part as a child representative and represent our country's, Nepal's children at the international event, at the international platform. The Nutrition Dialogue was not only organized in the urban areas like Lalitpur or Kathmandu, but it was also organized in the, as Prasna said, in the rural areas, where we gathered the problems or the issues that the children are facing right now, especially on the nutrition. They not only said issues, but also suggested recommendations that, yeah, we are facing such problems, and we should do such things, but the government is not doing what we're asking them to do. So they also shared issues and also recommended the solutions for ending hunger or malnutrition. And I got the opportunity to represent Nepal's children at the summit, at the Paris summit, where I shared that Nepal's children are facing these problems, and we have recommendations like this and that, and not only our country, but there were different countries. They share their issues, they share their recommendations to ending up hunger and malnutrition all over the country. But the most shocking part was that the developed countries didn't even know that the developing countries were facing such problems. They didn't even know that malnutrition and hunger was still a very big issue in today's generation. They were like, if we have gotten the nutrition, if we have gotten the food, right amount of balanced food, then maybe other countries' children have also gotten it. When we shared our problems, when we shared our issues, they were very shocked. And I was shocked that they didn't even know that such issues were still going on in different countries, that the children still face such problems. And they also shared that in their countries, their children might not be going through hunger or malnutrition, but they still face the problem of overuse of pesticides or cancerogenic chemicals are being used by the farmers to grow their vegetables or to produce their foods, and which is very bad for their health. They say that hunger and malnutrition is not the problem in the developed countries, but the overuse of pesticides and cancerogenic chemicals are very, very, very in big use. And they suggested that they will do their best to raise awareness and to share this to their friends, to the social media, which I was very grateful as well. And I think in this part, I would also like to thank the media. I think Sir has also said that the media, the journalists are not doing their work properly, and they're not spreading awareness properly in the context of the nutrition. But in my opinion, I think they have done a very great job, because when the nutrition campaign was happening, when the summit was happening, most of the people didn't even know that there was such campaign going on, there was such summit happening. But because of the help of the media, because of the help of the social medias, people were able to be aware that children are facing such problems in different countries, not only in our, but also in different developed countries as well. And they even share their own opinions, and they even share their own perspective, or their own agenda, their own solutions to end such hunger or malnutrition. So I'd like to thank the media as well for the help of the spreading such awareness to the world. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Sunishchita, for sharing your perspective and also sharing your personal experiences. Now I would like to hand over the mic to Mr. Sunil, if he would like to speak.
Good afternoon, everyone, respected guests, speakers, and fellow participants. It is a great pleasure for me to be here today and share my thoughts on child nutrition media. When we talk about the child nutrition, we are only talking about the food. We are talking about child growth, health, education, confidence, and future effort. The child has a better chance to learn, grow, and reach their full potential. In today's world, media has a very powerful role in shaping what people know, think, and do. This is especially important when it comes to nutrition. Through television, radio, newspaper, social media, and digital platforms, we can reach thousands or even millions of parents and young people with simple and useful information. However, media can also create challenges. Not every piece of information we see online is correct. Misinformation about food, supplements, dieting, and child nutrition can sometimes confuse parents and communities. Therefore, media professionals have a responsibility to share information that is accurate, simple, evidence-based, and easy for families to understand. I also believe that children and young people should not only be the audience of nutrition messages. They should also be part of creating those messages. Young people understand social media, digital communications, and the language of their generations. Giving them a voice can make nutrition communication more relatable and effective. We should also remember that good nutrition is not only the responsibility of parents. Government, schools, health workers, media organizations, communities, NGOs, and young people all have a role to play. My message is simple. Let us use the power of media not only to inform people, but to inspire positive actions. Let us make accurate nutrition information accessible to every parent and every child, regardless of where they live or how much they earn. If we communicate the right messages through the right platforms in the right way, media can become a powerful tool for building a health generation. And thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. I look forward to learn from everyone here and contributing to this important discussion. Thank you so much, and thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sunil, for sharing your perspectives and for sharing such an important message with all of us. Now we're almost at the end of this session. Now I'd like to open the floor to the audience. If you have any questions, comments, or feedback regarding the session, please feel free to speak up here. If you have any questions, queries, please do raise your hand. We'll provide you with the microphone. Okay, so we do have a question over here. I would like to request ma'am to please pass the microphone over here.
Okay, thank you so much. Myself, Sam Adhikari. I represent World Vision International Nepal, and first of all, I would like to thank the organizer, ECORAB and AIBD, for convening this important session and giving World Vision as a platform to link the initiative which we have been doing. So I just want to share what Prashna shared relating to the Enough campaign, because the Enough campaign which World Vision has started globally, not only in Nepal, but it's a kind of global campaign started in 2023. And the campaign focuses on the promotion of nutrition, and it is started with a kind of positive connotation that we have enough nutritious food, we have enough resources, we have enough people like us, and we have enough political will to end child malnutrition. But still, there are a lot of children who are undergoing with the malnutrition issues. And as the panelists also shared, there are a lot of issues in relation to malnutrition. So we have been doing this campaign in the global level, and in Nepal also we have been running this campaign. And in Nepal, we have been focusing in certain issues. For example, school meals is one of the initiatives which we have been promoting through the campaign. And we have seen a lot of issues in school meals because the government program is there, but accessing the quality and healthy food among the children is one of the major issues. And we have been collaborating with the municipal at the community level to ensure the quality food at the community level. Similarly, we have been doing the nutrition-friendly local governance campaign in the community level, and there are the certain indicators prescribed from the nutrition-friendly local governance guideline, but the implementation is quite weak, and we have been just promoting that initiative. Similarly, the growth monitoring promotion and a lot of nutrition issues are there. And one of the focus, and I just want to relate this aspect with the sharing from Praveen ji, that he highlights that our new media is giving some attention on the nutrition issue. But what we realized while we are working and implementing this campaign is nutrition is being understood as from the clinical perspective. For example, only the health perspective is there, and a lot of societal aspects are there in nutrition. And the initiative from Government of Nepal, the multi-sectoral nutrition plan is in place, and that multi-sectoral nutrition plan has also outlined the role of media. But the connected issues in the nutrition, apart from the clinical aspect or health aspect, there are a lot of social aspect which we need to work. And I just want to raise the concern that whether the Health Khabar Patrika or the media is giving enough attention to the social aspect of nutrition. If yes, what are there? Or are there any spaces to collaborate on that space as a kind of campaign leading organization or the media? If we have any spaces to collaborate, we can definitely have a kind of discussion around that topic. Thank you so much once again for giving this opportunity and sharing. And thank you, Prasna and Sunil, and also Sunishchita for sharing your opinion here. Thank you.
नमस्कार, म रामभरोसी महतो। अहिले जुन छलफल भयो बाल पोषण सुधारको सन्दर्भमा र यो नेपालको सन्दर्भमा र अहिलेको सन्दर्भमा हेर्ने हो भने ग्रामीण बालबालिका वा समुदाय नै यो 3 दशकभन्दा बढी बाल अधिकार सम्बन्धी महासन्धिको नेपालमा लागू भएको यो त्यति 3 दशकभन्दा बढी भइसक्दा पनि बाल अधिकारको सामान्य प्रत्याभूति गर्न नसकिरहेको अवस्थामा अहिले हामी बाल सुधार पोषणको यो अभियानलाई नेपाल सरकार, मिडिया कर्मी, त्यसै गरिकन स्वास्थ्य कर्मी र समुदाय बीचको सहकार्यात्मक अभ्यासहरूलाई हामी कसरी ग्रामीण स्तरसम्म पुर्याउन सक्छौँ र यसका लागि भइरहेको असल अभ्यास र हुनुपर्ने कामहरू जो भइ नरहेको अवस्थामा यसलाई कसरी अगाडि बढाउन सकिन्छ भन्ने यसो उपायहरूको बारेमा पनि गर्यो भने हामी मिडिया कर्मीहरूले त्यतातिर केही पहल गर्न सक्छौँ वा हाम्रो तर्फबाट पनि यो तरिकाको अभियानहरू सञ्चालन गर्नको लागि सहकार्यहरू गर्न सक्छ।
थ्याङ्क यू सो मच। हजुरले भने जस्तै देयर आर लट्स अफ स्पेस सो द्याट वी क्यान टुगेदर वर्क, होइन? अनि हजुरले भने जस्तै हामीले धेरै ठाउँमा यो सोसल एस्पेक्टबाट डिफ्रेन्ट एप्रोचबाट काम पनि गरिरहेछौँ। हामीले नट ओन्ली हामी न्युज मात्रै पब्लिस गरिरहेको छैनौँ, हामीले चाहिँ पोलिसीमा पनि केही चेन्ज ल्याउनुपर्छ भनेर त्यो खालको पोलिसी एडभोकेसीहरू पनि गर्दै आइरहेका छौँ। जस्तो यही सेक्टरमा यो जुन क्वेसन पनि उठ्छ होला भन्ने लागिरहेको थियो मलाई, क्वेसन त उठेन। यो दिस इज नट ओन्ली द इस्यु अफ नेपाल, यो ग्लोबल इस्यु हो कि मिडिया सेक्टरमा कर्पोरेट सेक्टरको चाहिँ इन्फ्लुएन्स अथवा चाहिँ त्यो ढङ्गको एडभर्टिजमेन्टको लागि चाहिँ जुन इन्फ्लुएन्स हुन्छ त्यो नेपालमा पनि छ। तर हजुरले अघि उठाउनु भएको थियो स्वास्थ्य खबरले के छ भन्दाखेरि स्वास्थ्य खबरले चाहिँ एउटा सोसल रेस्पोन्सिबिलिटी के गरिरहेको छ भने हामी यस्तो जङ्क फुड अथवा हेल्थ हजार्ड सुगर स्विटेन बेभरेज यस्तो एड आयो भने हामी एड हाल्दैनौँ। इभन हाम्रो एडभर्टिजमेन्ट नै हो हाम्रो बाँच्ने आधार। तर हामी चाहिँ हेल्थमा असर गर्ने यस्तै खालका जति पनि ट्रान्सफ्याट सुगर स्विटेन धेरै एप्रोचहरू गरेका थियौँ। अहिले तपाईँले चाहिँ नेपालका जुनसुकै मिडियामा हेर्नुभयो भने एउटा विज्ञापन तपाईँले जहाँ हेरे पनि देख्नुहुन्छ एक्सट्रिम भन्दै आइरहेको छ, एकदम एक्सट्रिम छ यसको। तर हाम्रोमा पनि आएको छ स्वास्थ्य खबरले यो हाल्दैन किनभने यो चाहिँ हेल्थको लागि उपयुक्त छैन, स्वास्थ्य खबरले नै यसलाई चाहिँ एप्रिसिएट गर्यो भने त भन्ने भएपछि हामीले त्यो खालको एडभर्टिजमेन्ट हाल्दैनौँ। र अर्को हामीले एकदमै प्रोपरली उठाइरहेको विषय के हो भने यो नेपालमा यो खालको विज्ञापन राख्न पाउने, एडभर्टिजमेन्ट दिन पाउने नपाउने के हो भन्ने खालको प्रोपर कानुन पनि छैन। त्यो हुँदाखेरि आइरहेछ जसरी अल्कोहल र टोबाको प्रोडक्टमा चाहिँ विज्ञापन गर्न नपाइने भन्ने छ। यो ट्रान्सफ्याट सुगर स्विटेन बेभरेज चकलेट हुन्छ नि, यो विषयमा चाहिँ त्यस्तो खालको छैन। यदि छैन भने कानुन बनाउनु पर्छ भन्ने हिसाबले हामीले प्रोपरली त्यो विषयमा आवाज उठाइरहेछौँ। अनि त्यसपछि कानुन बनाउन टाइम लाग्ने अरू मिडियाहरूले पनि यो त हाम्रो विज्ञापन पाउनुपर्छ भन्ने खालको लबिङ पनि ठुलो छ। त्यसो हो भने यसमा ट्याक्स रेज गरौँ न त, ट्याक्स रेज गरेर अलिकति महँगो बनाउँदै गयो भने अलिकति खाने कम हुन्छ कि र त्यो ट्याक्सबाट उठेको पैसा चाहिँ हेल्थ इन्सुरेन्समै हुन्छ अथवा नसर्ने रोग एनसिडिजको जुन बर्डन छ त्यो सेक्टरमा खर्च गर्नुहोस् न त भन्ने हिसाबले हामीले कन्टिन्यू स्वास्थ्य खबरको तर्फबाट चाहिँ हामीले यो आवाजहरू उठाउँदै आउँदाखेरि अहिले बल्ल स्वास्थ्य मन्त्रालयले यसलाई हेल्थ इन्सुरेन्ससँग जोड्ने कि भनेर ऐन संशोधन गरेर ऐनमा चाहिँ राख्न खोजेको एउटा पोइन्ट छ। त्यसपछिबाट चाहिँ अर्को हजुरले भने जस्तै यो नेपालमा 3 तहको 3 टायर अफ गभर्मेन्ट छ अनि यो मैले भने डबल बर्डन अफ मालन्युट्रिसनको जुन प्रब्लम छ यो त बुझाउन सकिया छैन। यसमा चाहिँ मिडिया बिचमा बसेर अघि मेरो भाइले भनेको थियो नि मिडियाले एकदमै प्रोपर रोल प्ले गर्न सक्छ यसमा चाहिँ धेरैभन्दा धेरै मेसेज एम्प्लिफाई गरेर दिन सक्छ भने चाहिँ यसमा चाहिँ मिडिया बिचमा बसेर हामीसँग न्युट्रिसनको प्रब्लम यो हो हामी अब यो डिरेक्सनमा जानुपर्छ भनेर गभर्मेन्ट र पिपुल्स दुईटाको ब्रिजिङ गर्ने काम र अहिले उहाँले उठाउनु भएको जस्तै प्रोपर वेमा चाहिँ धेरैभन्दा धेरै मेसेज फ्लो गर्नमा चाहिँ हामी काम गर्न तयार छौँ। यसको लागि चाहिँ धेरैभन्दा धेरै मेसेज हाम्रो तर्फबाट दिने प्रयास जारी छ। तर गभर्मेन्टले पनि त्यो ढङ्गले सोच्नु पर्यो कि हामी अवेरनेसमा अलि बढी फोकस हुनुपर्ने बेला रहेछ। कुनै एउटा कर्पोरेट कम्पनीले जाडो महिनामा चिसोको एड गरिरहेको हुन्छ किनभने मान्छेलाई उसले चाहिँ चिसो भनेकै फलानु भन्दै जाडो महिनामा पनि एड गरिरहेको हुन्छ भनेपछि मान्छेको बिहेभियरल चेन्ज बिहेमा उसलाई त सम्झाइरहेको हो नि त रिकल गराइरहेको हो नि त यो प्रोडक्ट छ भनेर भनेपछि न्युट्रिसनको सेक्टरमा पनि गभर्मेन्टको तर्फबाट चाहिँ त्यस्तै खालको मेसेज चाहिँ डिसिमिनेसन भइरहने फ्लो भइरहने हो भने चाहिँ यो जुन पछिल्लो समय रेमिटेन्सले गर्दा बढ्दै गएको सुगरदेखि लिएर हाइपरटेन्सनका समस्याहरू हाम्रो न्यू जेनेरेसनको पुस्तामा आउन चाहिँ अलिक कम हुन्थ्यो कि भन्नेमा चाहिँ हामी फोकस हुनुपर्छ। यसमा हामी काम गर्न तयार छौँ डिफ्रेन्ट सेक्टरमा हामी यसलाई मल्टी सेक्टर अप्रोचमा मल्टी सेक्टर वेमा हाम्रो प्रयास गरिरहेछौँ। बस थ्याङ्क यू सो मच।
मलाई थोरै एड गर्न मन लाग्यो। हामीले यसलाई समृद्ध बनाउँदै जाँदाखेरि हाम्रो स्टेक होल्डरहरू को हुनुहुन्छ त यो क्याम्पेनलाई अगाडि बढाउनलाई कसलाई मिडियामा कभरेज गर्ने कहाँ त्यस्ता स्टोरीहरू हुन सक्छन् भन्ने कुरालाई पनि ध्यान दिनुपर्छ जस्तो लाग्छ। किनभने हामी प्राकृतिक स्रोत र हाम्रो प्राकृतिक जीवनलाई नै हेऱ्यौँ भने पनि हामीलाई न्युट्रिसनको लागि त्यस्तो धेरै ठुलो गाह्रो चिज चाहिँ छैन नेपालमा। हामीसँग अनेक जडीबुटी सागपात पानीको छेउछाउमा नदी खोलामा पहाडमा पाइने चिजहरू नै पनि न्युट्रिसनको लागि प्रशस्त छ। सिस्नो त्यो जलुकोदेखि लिएर मलाई एउटा दुर्गम कर्णालीको कहानी सुनाउन मन लाग्यो यहाँहरूलाई। दसैँको बेला रहेछ त्यहाँनिर सरकारले चाहिँ चामल बाँड्ने भनेर अलि 8-10 वर्ष अगाडिकै घटना हो यो। सायद त्यति धेरै परिवर्तन भइसकेको छ जस्तो लाग्दैन मलाई। अनि एकजना आमालाई भने मैले एकदम थकित हुनुहुन्थ्यो आउनुभएको त्यहाँ जुम्लाको सहर छ त्यहाँ सदरमुकाममा चामल लिन आएको 8 घन्टा हिँडेर आएको 8 घन्टा हिँडेर आएर राति बसेर भोलि जाँदाखेरिको त्यो दुःख अनि यहाँबाट चामल जान्छ त्यो किरा परेको कुहिएको। अनि उहाँले भन्नुहुन्छ यति धेरै चिजहरू त तपाईँकै यहीँ गाउँमा त सिस्नो फलेको छ कोदो छ त्यो छ होइन हामीलाई भात चाख्न मन लागेर हामीले भातमा के छ र सिस्नोमा के छ भन्ने न्युट्रिसनको त्यो जानकारी त्यो पोषणको जानकारी त्यो लेभलमा नपुर्याउँदासम्म हामीले जति बजेटमा ल्याए पनि पोलिसी बनाए पनि ती कुराहरू चाहिँ जसलाई चाहिएको छ नि आवश्यक छ नि त्यो कुरा त्यहाँ पाउँदैन भने अर्कोतिर हाम्रो सहरिया जीवनमा हामी एकदम आलसी जीवन अल्छी एकदम इन्स्ट्यान्ट बच्चालाई पनि इन्स्ट्यान्ट चाहिने आमा बाबालाई पनि सजिलो हुने अझै धेरै म जस्ता वर्किङ वुमनहरूलाई त सजिलो छ बेलुका के खाने बाबु पिज्जा खाने हस् म बोकेर आउँछु के खाने मोमोज खान्छु यो चिज। अनि हाम्रो त धर्मशास्त्र हाम्रो चिजहरू बासी खान हुन्न भनेको छ नि त तुरुन्तै पकाएर न्युट्रिसन त्यो अनुसार खानु ऋतु अनुसारको सिजन अनुसारको फलफुल तरकारीहरू खानु यो आफ्नो घरमै खानु यो चिजहरू। र अन्न ब्रह्म भनेको छ भने त्यो ब्रह्मलाई चाहिँ पेस्टिसाइड हालेर बेच्नेहरू हामी पनि जो उत्पादन गर्छौँ नि जसले उत्पादन गरेर बजारसम्म पुर्याउँछौँ हामी यस्तो व्यवसायीकरण हामीमा गयो कि हामीमा मानवीयता नै हराएर आज हामी धेरै नराम्रा घटनाहरू समाचारमा पढ्न पाउँछौँ नि बालबालिकाहरूबाटै भइरहेका भर्खरैका घटनाहरू म भन्न चाहन्छु त्यो पनि न्युट्रिसन नपुगेको अवस्था हो पोषण नपुगेको अवस्था हो। खानपान हामी के खान्छौँ हामी जस्तो खान्छौँ हाम्रो रगत त्यस्तै बन्छ हाम्रो विचार त्यस्तै बन्छ हाम्रो धारणा त्यस्तै बन्छ हाम्रो जीवनशैली त्यस्तै बन्छ। त्यसैले जस्तो खान्छौँ अन्न त्यस्तै हुन्छ मन भन्छ शास्त्रले। हामी जे खान्छौँ जस्तो चिज हामी आफ्नो जीवन आफ्नो शरीरलाई हालिदिन्छ त्यस्तै हाम्रो जीवन बन्छ हाम्रो आनी बानी बन्छ र हामीले मिडियाहरूले विशेष गरी यस्ता चिजहरू कुन कुन स्टेक होल्डरहरूलाई चाहिँ साथ लिँदाखेरि यस साँच्चै नै अवेरनेस हामीले त खाना पुर्याउनु छैन न्युट्रिसन पुर्याउनु छैन चिज खाद्यान्न पुर्याउनु छैन ती ठाउँमा हामीले अवेरनेस पुर्याउनु छ नेपाल आफैमा पनि हिमाल पहाड तराई यो विविध तरिकाका खाद्यान्न फलफुल तरकारी जडीबुटीहरू पाइन्छन् यहाँ त्यसैले यो चिजलाई चाहिँ अब फेरि हामीले ब्याक टु द नेचर एकदमै हाम्रै पुर्खौली हाम्रो परम्परागत खाना र हाम्रो जीवनशैली स्वस्थ विचार स्वस्थ ज्ञानमा जानुपर्नेछ यो कुराहरूलाई मिडियाहरूले कभर गरिदिनु होला भनेर म चाहिँ त्यही अनुरोध गर्न चाहन्छु आज
मलाई पनि केही एड गर्नु छ एज प्रवीण सरले भन्नुभयो कि के अरे तपाईँहरूको भनौँ न मिडियाले चाहिँ सुगरी ड्रिङ्क्सहरूको बारेमा त्यस्तो एडहरू चाहिँ लिनुहुन्न भन्नुभयो नि त त्यसको सट्टा चाहिँ वाइ नट होइन के अरे न्युट्रिसियस फुडको बारेमा चाहिँ एनिमेसनको थ्रुबाट अरू केही इन्ट्रेस्टिङ वेबाट चाहिँ तपाईँहरूले अवेरनेस क्रिएट गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ कस्तो हुन्छ भन्ने कुरा हो अनि अर्को भनेको चाहिँ अहिले सोसियल मिडियामा ट्रेन्ड भइरहेको छ नि एउटा लाइक सानो बालबालिकाहरूलाई चाहिँ एउटा अल्ट्रासाउन्ड टाइपको भिडियोमा किराहरू देखाएर के अरे जङ्क फुड खायो भने चाहिँ यस्तो किरा पर्छ है भन्ने कुरा छ नि त त्यस्तो वेमा हामीले के अरे न्युट्रिसियस फुडहरूको एडभान्टेजेसहरू अर जङ्क फुडहरूको डिसएडभान्टेजेसहरूलाई चाहिँ एनिमेसनको थ्रुबाट यस्तो हुन्छ भनेर डिपली नै बुझाउन खोज्यो भने पनि राम्रो हुन्छ जस्तो लाग्यो थ्याङ्क यू
Thank you so much to all our panelists. आशा छ तपाईँहरूले सोध्नु भएको प्रश्नको उत्तर चाहिँ तपाईँहरूले पाउनु नै भयो होला भनेर तर अब हाम्रो सेसनको टाइम पनि सकि नै सकेको छ त्यसैले हामी फर्दर क्वेसन्सहरू चाहिँ लिँदैनौँ So I think today's conversation has given us a lot to think about and we've heard that nutrition is not simply just a health issue, it is also an issue of information, access, representation and participation. So thank you to all our speakers, Mr. Praveen Takal, Ms. Prasna Maharjan and Dr. Namrata Pandey, and especially to our child representatives, Sunishchita Ramtil and Sunil Garal. And thank you to all of you for being the part of this session. अब तपाईहरुले आफ्नो अमूल्य समय यो सेसनको लागि निकालेर आइदिनु भएकोमा चाहिँ हामीले सानो तपाईहरुलाई मायाको चिन्ह दिनेछौं मायाको चिन्ह प्रदान गरिदिनु हुन चाहिँ हाम्रो अकोराब नेपालको प्रेसिडेन्ट अर्जुन गिरिज्यूलाई अगाडि आइदिनु हुन हार्दिक अनुरोध गर्न चाहन्छु I would also like to call upon Ms. Sunishchita and Mr. Sunil to please come forward to take the token of appreciation. And with this, we come to the end of our child and nutrition session. Thank you so much, all of you, for being a part of this session. Now, to continue with our next session, I would like to hand over this mic and the